Yeah, let's talk about some technical features and how we practice it. Well, we talked already about that it is necessary to have a really plain and quiet touch in the first movement, and with a different melody sound. And here is one problem in bar number 8, where you have to reach a ninth, and which is really difficult. And the proposal of Mari Pereira is to take the A with the left hand. Can you show this? Yes. Very good, and it's not written, but you do it wonderfully. I think you play the octave, and then you do a silent change. Yes, and then it works. Yeah. On the third beat of this bar, I think we don't need 2 thumbs. You could just play 1, 2, 3, but you did. Yeah, and it works very well. Then for practicing the different touch of both voices, maybe you could do such things. And maybe also in other constructions of the chord. Can you try this? Yes, this is exactly what is required, I think. And what one could also do is keep a little bit the third finger to go in the next position, and then you have a kind of perfect legato. Yes. Yeah, very good, very good. Oh, this sounds wonderful. And for the beginning, to create this kind of silence and relax but kind of relax under tension. It's a paradoxon, but it must be some thing in between. I would be always in contact with the key and think about that the keys play with your hands and with your fingers, and not you with the keys. So when you put down the key and you leave it, then it comes up because it has a special, a certain energy, and this energy puts your finger up. And I would use this for the beginning, and having this part of the hand on the keyboard. Can you try? Wonderful. Yeah, very good. And later, when we have these moments where we have a voice, wo bist du? Then you give a little bit weight onto the thumb. Can you try? Yes. And to create this atmosphere of complete equalness and kind of dead valley or whatever, put out all the weight of your arm, have your arm hold like a marionette, and you play with the fingers. Can you try? Yes, wonderful, wonderful. And so the amount of material should disappear completely, so that one thinks, what is this? What instruments plays this? And it comes out really very, very good. Second movement, we have these problems with the legato in the left hand and the articulation in the right hand. I think this is one of the most difficult passage in this second movement.
Yeah.
Can you just show it? Yes. Yeah. To practice it, I would just also return to C major, like we did in the other productions, and maybe you try this. Yeah, and the phrasing here is about. So that you really get a complete independent articulations in left and right hand, and then it will work, and it works very good with you. Can you show it again? Yes, yes, very good. And then in the trio with the pianissimo, I would play as legato as possible, and maybe even with some finger changes for the octaves. Can you try this? Yes. I think there is also, this is a moment of 4 bars of pianissimo where it should be completely sound immaterial. And changing the pedal quite late, so that for a moment we have the sound which is overlapping. Yes. Yeah. This would be wonderful, because this is only just a moment of 4 bars of pianissimo, but it's a complete different new sound. Good. Last movement with the arpeggios. Could you start again just to show it? Yeah, very good. So when we practice it, we did it also in other keys, and we play that in D minor and in E flat minor. I would do it in all 12 keys, and then also please, like Super V in the other sonata, just show how you practice it.
I practice in group, sometimes like this. And slowly, and sometimes I play like, and then one note more.
I think this is really very important, because we have these positions, but of course in between we always have to close the hand, because we have this and this, and so it is important also to play and to practice this change of positions, which we have in the 4th etude of Chopin. You have it just on one note, and can you try? Can you show again?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. And I also would play very fast, but only short passages. And in this bars, I would also take some pedal to have a bigger sound. Yeah. And okay, so this would be important, and maybe practicing this arpeggios over the whole keyboard, 4 octaves, why not?
Yeah.
And then there is the big difficulties, which is the trill. And you do it in your performance so easy, nobody can think that this is difficult. Could you show it to us? Maybe
yeah.
from here. Yes, very good. Can you do it in slow motion? Because it is really very, very good and clear, but one should see what you do.
Yeah.
And one can see in this tempo, even 5 notes are enough. And it sounds like a really virtuous trill. And of course, your hands are not the biggest one, but they are perfect for this kind of music. So with a pedal, you can just leave the thumb and hold the thumb with the pedal, and then you are free with the other fingers. Can you try? And for this dramatic moment, what is really also important, you have to start the octave and then a little bit less. And then inside this ornament, you do a crescendo. Yeah. Now do it again in original tempo from here. So we have 5 notes in the right hand and we have 4 notes in the left hand. So I would practice it first 1 to 1 and then 3 against 2. So like this. And the other way is first 3 and then 2. And of course, when you have done it slowly, forget it and play 5 notes. And we have done it and you do it perfect. But this would be the way to get the coordination with the left hand.
Okay.
And then the next are the jumps. Here with the. Can you just show this moment?
Yeah.
Here I also would propose, like we did in the Sonata of Super W, make it more difficult. Do a jump 1 octave more. So you have... and you do this. Can you just left hand very slowly? And if you do this a little bit faster, then the original will be very easy.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, we have this passage with the double chords.
Yeah.
And I think there is very important, put the weight out of the arm, think you are a marionette and let it just, without too much playing inside the keyboard. Yes, very good. Also this you can reduce to C major and something like this. Can you show it? Yes, and now do the original here. Yeah, very good. Maybe with the left hand. Yes. the end. Also, my proposal would be play this in all scales. Let's maybe do this the very end.
Oh.
Do this just like it's written. Yeah, and then it would be in D minor. Try. Good. And also here you can do the same which we did at the beginning. We'll try this. Yeah. Very good. And if you practice it in F minor, you can already play the Appassionata. And with the trills, also the Thema and the you can do this with 4 and 5. Well, in the new edition of this sonata, done by Maria Peraya, he points out a lot of very new things. That his thesis is that Beethoven was inspired by an old Greek instrument, the so-called Aeolian harp.
Yeah.
And he proves in his foreword, which is really very, very interesting, that at the time Beethoven composed this sonata, he was specially interested in this instrument. And this is an instrument which has some strings, like a guitar or a lying cello, and which is played by the wind, and not by somebody who can play it, but it is just reacting to the progress of the wind. And there was a book about this Aeolian harp, and it was published in 1801, and Beethoven read this book, and he also wrote down some ideas about it. And so Maria Peraya says this proves that the atmosphere of this first movement has something to do with this. And I think it is obvious, and one can follow this idea. And I just want to read a poem piece. It is from Johann Friedrich Hugo von Dalberg. And the book is Die Äolsharfe, ein allegorischer Traum. Allegory is just a kind of symbolic dream. And here it's written, Beethoven copied down the title of the essay as reviewed in the Allgemeine Musikalische Zeitung, together with the information regarding where this instrument could be purchased. On the same sheet is Beethoven's copy of a musical citation from one of Jean-Paul Gilles Martinet's operas that, in its compositional structure, may reveal connections with the first movement of the sonata. And this extract from Dalberg in the Allgemeine Musikalische Zeitung may certainly have supplied the stimulation for Beethoven's sonata in C-sharp minor. And now it is what is written there. In the blue, ever cheerful air, which no mortal eye can penetrate, floats an island of clouds, inhabited by ethereal spirits. No burning ray of sunshine pierces its hazy circle. Only the moon's pale silvery rays illuminated it. Well, we all know it as a Moonlight Sonata, and so this text will not change our approach or thinking about it, but I think it creates an atmosphere for playing this, and the pale face of the moon, bleiche Gestalt, which we find also in some Schubert songs. Der Mond zeigt mir seine bleiche Gestalt. I think it can be an indication that we have to keep the rhythm really very good in order without any a kind of rubato or whatever. And it has to be quite strictly and maybe even very cold. And then we have this notation of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So there are two different rhythms, and at this time it was not quite sure if one should combine it really with the triplets, like it was done in Bach's music and also sometimes in Schubert's music. But Beethoven wrote it really down that you can see it should become afterwards, and not like and also not double, not like a point and then in triplets. And I think you do it very well, and please show it again how it works. We can just start with the theme. And then, when we think about this pale picture of the moon, of course, if we have passages like this, and so on, I think it should be played without any movements. Without any weight of the arm, and just completely plain. Later we have some indications of crescendo and decrescendo. Of course, this you must bring out, and you did. We could hear it in your performance, but here it should be completely plain. Can you try it? Maybe, and also here some thing like this. I always feel the words, wo bist du? Where are you? Maybe, where are you? Yeah. The kind of unanswered question which suddenly occurs, and also later in diminished chords. And can you just show this passage, maybe from let's just start here, without any expression, just completely cold and pale. My proposal would be, even this is very equal and it is very pale, you really have a pale sound there, but I even wouldn't move with the body, or just like a statue. Remain and don't do anything. But well, this is just a thing in the moment. There may be some parts where one could do a slight change of rhythm or tempo here. When the D is coming. So because this is a surprise, yeah, we have twice, we have the D sharp and then it's a D. Can you show it? Yeah. So nobody can say you do a ritardando or whatever, you just point it out.
Yeah.
Like if you have a wonderful ring and you just show it a little bit. Here's my ring. And I would also do it here when the harmony changes. And then you stay just a moment on the E to show now it's minor. And but these kind of very few moments where you wait a little bit, they really should be only 2 or 3, so that the rest is not disturbed. And concerning tempo of the whole sonata, of the whole movement, Mare Peraya writes that one should count just in 1, and also have in mind bar by bar. I think this is a very good idea. And when we worked on the production and prepared it, you remember we heard a lot of different recordings, and still the recording of Brandl is for me the best because it really flows. And well, I remember when we heard it together, your playing of the first movement completely changed it. And well, I think this is really special and everybody should listen to it. Maybe it is a little bit faster than you demonstrated at the beginning. Can you do it again?
Yeah. With my time?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We just demonstrate. We know that you can do it. Can follow this rhythm like a slow beat of the heart. And from the point of technique, we will do this in the next session. I will show you and discuss something. Okay, second movement. The whole thing is, the whole sonata is like 3 steps. It starts in this sorrow and pale atmosphere, and now it's moving a little bit and it turns to major, and with a very exquisite trio with some articulations we really have to follow, and then agitato presto. So this is except the prestissimo in Sonata Opus 109. It's the fastest tempo Beethoven writes, and so it deserves really to play with full emotion, and it is a catastrophe in a way, which happens and which ends as a catastrophe. Could you just play the beginning of the second movement? These moments where we, like in the other sonatas, have a crescendo in a very short moment, just 2 bars, and then a sforzato. I would do more
Okay.
here in the second part. Yeah? Try this. Because I think these sforzati, they are a sign that there is not just quietness and relax, but it is something behind the face, and then later in the trio, it is quite strong, and then it turns to pianissimo, and a lot of pedal and a big legato, so a kind of a memory of the aeols, Aeolian harp. Can you do the trio? Quite strong with the sforzati. So the second movement, it's written by Beethoven attacca, so there is no pausa, no chance to put out the program or to cough or to talk with your neighbor in the concert. The atmosphere changes from C sharp minor to D flat major, just a kind of innocent cantabile at the beginning, but still this sforzati. And the third movement I would let follow quite fast. And important is that that you start really with the piano. Later we have where is the forte. And well, could you do this beginning?
From here or with?
Maybe it's good. Maybe from here, from the trio. Yes. And no, excuse me. The allegro is coming again. Allegretto. Just start with the presto.
Okay.
More pedal and crescendo if possible. Yes, very good. Yes, very good. And one can, of course, discuss, maybe one could take a little pedal for the beginning. Try a little bit.
Yeah.
I think you still play so wonderfully clear. You can do this with the pedal, so that it should not sound like an easy Scarlatti sonata. Okay, and then we have a lot of contrasts later with this and the piano, and then I think quite strong. So try to do this kind of differences between piano, crescendo, forte, piano.
So I play from here?
Yes.
Okay.
especially now in the forte, you did this. One cannot call it an accelerando, but you go a little bit forward. And I would do this also in the piano. So that it is not like this, it's too relaxed. But, and accelerando would be too much, but think of an accelerando. Can you try?
Yeah.
This gesture of going forward. Da 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 da. Yes, and here we have the forte. This is very good. And then let's turn to the, maybe we can already go to the D major, to the fortissimo passage with the, there. And with very clear chords in the left hand fighting against this scale. Do the crescendo. I will do also in the left hand.
Okay.
And when the syncopes come, this is also somebody who is locked in and he wants to come out and tries the door. So I would exaggerate the crescendo in the left hand. Can you try the version with the syncopes again?
Yeah.
Yes. Very good, very good, very good. And then these arpeggios, which are really very strange, but we find them later also in Sonata, and this should be really very, very strong. Maybe you can play from here, the F.
Yeah.
Yeah, F sharp. This is a kind of sheer violence, and one can, I would, and also this, the end, very strong. But here, can you try? Yes. Next one. Should have a long fermata because it's a big question mark what is happening.
Yeah.
And then it comes back in piano and in C sharp minor. And well, the end we find very often in Beethoven, in Appassionata, which you already played wonderful. So we have there this in F minor, and here we have it in C sharp minor, and it is really a catastrophe. It starts, it ends with a blow up of the piano, and maybe you can start just the coda. Even with a gesture, would show that you do a crescendo when you go down. Can you do it again?
From here?
Yes.
Okay.
I would not not wait. I would not do, but in tempo.
Okay.
Because this is, nobody cares for the rhythm. It must be in tempo.
Yeah.
Yes. Bravo. Thank you very much.
Thank you.